Welcome in. This is episode 6 of our Enshrouded playthrough of reclaiming and renovating the town of Polaris Falls. Tonight we will repair and build a garden. So let's take a break from the world, take a deep breath, get comfy, and let's explore somewhere quieter. I'm Seattle Witch, and this is our soft-spoken gaming series, Quiet Worlds for Noisy Days. So we are back in Polaris Falls, which is a town in Enshrouded that we've been renovating for the last few days. Today, we are going to tackle this broken house. We're actually going to tear it out and put in a garden. Because as you can see, there are a lot of houses already in this town. But there's no garden, so I thought we could do that. So first thing we got to do is tear all this down. So we're going to start. Let's start this way. Take it off of snapping. So we should start up high and then make our way down. I don't want to bite too much into this wall, so I kind of got to be a little bit careful. And we're going to do this by the place and remove feature of placing a block and then removing the block. And that takes everything out. You have to be kind of careful because it's pretty easy to get carried away doing this. And then end up taking out more than you meant to. This is certainly the most efficient way. Getting rid of structures. Okay. There's a little hidden thing here. Like a little cave that I want to leave. Okay. Kind of want to take it down to the floor, but not take out a bunch of the floor. The rain is nice. I hope you can hear that. This game has some awesome rainstorms. Kind of taking bits of it away, a bit at a time, so I don't have to rebuild too much. And then I need to figure out how I want to build the garden exactly. What I want it to look like ultimately. I guess I should take this a little bit deeper if I'm going to put dirt in here. I hope you guys can hear the thunder in the game. It's kind of cool. I think I'm going to go ahead and take this a fair bit deeper because I can fill it back in. All right. Okay, we're getting there. All right, let me think of what I want to do here. So, I think we put down a flooring, maybe about wonder if I can try to make like raised beds. Just kind of thinking about how I want to do this. The game has these really cool raised beds that you can find in towns. But unfortunately, we can't place those yet. So we'll probably try to kind of make one that looks like raised beds, probably with a fence, is what I'm thinking. Okay, I think this is getting down below where I want it to go, which is good because then I can place the floor where I want it. So we can go to like maybe about like that, maybe. This actually needs to go. Oops. Let's see. Okay. I think let's fix this first. That I think is going to give me an idea of where to go with this. So we want to do a wall here. So let's put that in. Let's see how that is. About right? It's about right. Okay. Then yeah, seems good. Let's take some of this out. Okay, and then the wall here. Okay. So if we remove some of this here. How quickly the weather changes here, huh? All right, so what I think I'm gonna do, let's get rid of this here. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put down like a building block, like a rock floor. And then I will put dirt on top of that. But I'm also going to put in some fencing to try to make like raised beds. I have to look at the fencing and see what might work well. Maybe graveyard fence, because it's like iron. Or wooden fence. There's a few different types of wooden fence that we could use. We also have a shape that I could do. It's kind of long. That might work well. I feel like there's a better way to do this, but I actually kind of enjoy doing this sometimes. It's pretty chill, especially in a rainstorm. I'm gonna have to probably climb up. Let's see. Now let's just go ahead and make a scaffolding here. Then to stand on. I'm going to laugh at myself if I ultimately decide to put a wall here. Right now, though, I'm leaning towards having it be kind of like dirt like it is now. To give it more of a rustic kind of look. Now, let's get in there, get some of this out of there. wonder if I should make this be a little bit higher. Not sure. Not sure. It's pretty easy to go back later, though, and tweak things. Okay, so let's... Okay, and over here. Whoops. So I think here, I do kind of still want... That's not what I meant to do. Okay. Let's lower that down a little. A little bit more. Okay, that looks better. All right. Okay, so we want to do like a hidden door here. I think I have a hidden door somewhere. So I can like see. This is probably the size. It's probably the size. Okay. Let's give it a little bit of a design. Follow what it had here. So this would be, let's do these. I'm gonna need to stand on something. Okay, so let's do okay, then here. Might need to jump up there. Get this how I want it. Keeps coming out farther than I want. Well, I could actually just do that and then Whoops. Speaking of hidden doors. Mm-hmm. Go there. And up here. All right. I have some blocks that might fit in there pretty well, actually. Okay, then get this off. Alrighty. I could actually do that, actually. Then see how that looks. Need to remove a couple blocks here. There. Okay, looks like we could lower that down a little bit. I go carefully because I can honestly get carried away pretty quickly. You know what, let's... Okay, I don't want to go quite that far. So I think maybe the rake. The rake is tricky, but I'm going to give it a try here. Sometimes the rake works pretty good, but sometimes you're left wondering if you even have any idea how to use it. It does strange things. All right, let's fix this a little bit. What do I have? We could use some... We have the Albanese, which is where we are. Let's see if we put a little bit of this in there, how that looks. I think what's on here is rock. If this might look a little nicer than rock. See how that looks. I think that's all right. It looks kind of organic. kind of tricky getting it just how I want it. Let me see. Let's try. And then, no, that's too much. Let's do this and then fill in a couple of spots. And then a little bit higher, maybe. Yeah, I think that's right. I might bring it up and over the top. I need to think about if I want to do that. I could smooth that out up there and then bring it up kind of over the top. That might look kind of going for an organic look, I think. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so let's bring that back some. Okay. Oops. Guess I might have made that taller. Or bigger, I mean. Like this. Give myself some more room. Okay, and then take a little bit out at a time so I don't overdo it. And take a bigger bite that I want. Okay, and then let's add in, should we use this? No, let's use that. Like this. What do we think of that? It's pretty good. Let's see. I can't get the height on this how I want it. Keep going either too high or too low. Oh, you know what? What if we... I don't know if I want to put a floor in there yet or not, so I think I'm just going to leave that. So now we just have to figure out how we're going to do our garden here. I have some fences. I grabbed these. So okay, let's see how these look. So if I was to, so we could do like a pathway here. We could do beds like this. Let's see how this looks. So like there. And like that. And then let's add a post. And then a fence. Oh, it's getting dark. Let me go make it daytime so I can see. All right. Okay, so if we did something like this, and then we could put down like probably fertilized farm soil, probably about like this. Like that. Works. All right, so now that I know this works, I just need to kind of figure out how I might want to do this. All right, so it might be best to raise this door up a little bit. So let's do that. Or not the door, but the ceiling. The floor. My goodness. Words are hard sometimes, and apparently today is one of those words are hard days. All right, so I want to bring it up to... Let's take it off snapping. Probably about there. Now, let's go down just a little bit. Let's see. I think I can adjust this with Q. About like that. Yeah, that'll be good. If we have to make a step down into that little cutout nook, we can. It's not a big deal. Okay, so bring it to about there. Okay, so what I could do is do like, take a few out here. Guess I should have left that one in there. Yeah. I'll just let that be a step. Okay. So got some seeds. We got some flax and sage and some chamomile, strawberries, corn, bell peppers, tomatoes, some wheat, indigo. I got a couple seed beds. So we could do like one bed for like the flowering plants, and then another bed for fruits and vegetables. We could do something like that. And then leave an area for seed beds. Do we want to extend this out a bit? We could make this a little bigger. Maybe we make this just a little bigger. I mean, why not? We can do anything we want. Let's do that. Let's make it a little bit bigger space for our little garden here. Get rid of this here. Oh no, I did it again. Okay, we're gonna have to do stairs. In case I keep falling. Because I'm gonna have to actually build some scaffolding out here anyway. So why don't we just do that? All right. So let's go back here. Okay. And then I don't want to keep falling. Okay. So let's go to the block and let's just extend this out. Maybe we start over here where I've got a little bit less space. Oh shit. Did not mean to do that. Okay. Let's go over here where I've got a little bit less space. Okay, that looks about right. Okay, and then let's take this down a bit. Something a little meditative about doing it this way anyway. All right. Let's fill in some holes here. We get to build in a rainstorm. All right. And now I have an easier time figuring out how far I want to go with this. Now we can't go all the way up because of the difference in the top part. See how they're different? This one's like flagstone and this one has a design. So then we can put this on and we use the other brick. So we're going to do flooring for the top. Deciding if I want to take this line out where the wall was or leave it. I think I'll probably leave it because I am going to be putting dirt on top of much of this. So in the big scheme of things, it's not going to matter. All right. Okay. Cool. Can't jump that high. All right, so let's take these down. All right. I wish it would rain like this here. We're having some warm weather this week. It's nearing 90, which for a lot of people is no big deal, but it's actually pretty warm for Seattle. Particularly when you remember that most of us do not have air conditioning. Kind of making a mess out of this here, but the nice thing about this game is that everything is easily fixed. I'll also need to decide if that's going to bug me there. I wonder, I could probably fix that fairly easily. Let me see. Whoops. And we're down again. All right, I'm going to have to throw some stairs up here because this is old. This is getting old. All right, so let's put them right about like that. All right. So that's what I was trying to do. It's not working. Okay. and then come in with this. This is one of those things where sometimes I get finicky. Oh, let's do a wall. Let's do a wall right here. Okay, then let's clean this up a little bit. Basically, I'm just taking one type of block out and putting in a different one so that they all match. I can do that from up here. Yeah. Okay. That's good. And then how are we doing over here? I may leave that because it almost looks like decoration. Okay. Okay. And then let's do here like this. There, like, well, maybe we should. What am I gonna do here? You know what? Let's just do this. Like so. Yeah. Then we can put a light there. Can put one of these there. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So let's see. Let's do this about halfway or so. So we'll do it, say, right there. We'll go out. Let's go out 3. Then we'll put in that. And then cross like so. I'm hoping that they make the raised beds that are in some areas of the game. Hoping that they make them available to us to be able to make in place. That would be nice. Okay. And then we can put in our dirt. And we'll put in fertilized farm soil. And we'll put that in like so. We went over again. That's all right. I can fix that. See, this is why I was thinking I probably didn't need to fix that part that was different on the top, because I knew I was going to be putting in the dirt. All right, so now let's get rid of this that kind of went over on the side. Okay, get it. Oh, got most of it. I think we got it all. Okay, cool. All right, and then let's see how edged I can get here. Right there. Oh, I don't know. Try to see if I can, where it came over a little bit without getting where I want it. This is exactly this is not exactly a precise thing, as you can see from this shape that I'm using. Okay. Worked pretty well. Okay. All right, so we have our two beds, and then over here we can put, let's see, I brought a beehive and a couple of seed beds. So let's put those in. I could get a few more of these too, because they're pretty cute. And then put one there. Cool. And our little beehive that, you know, let's do this. Let's make like a little raised spot for it. Maybe right here in the corner like that. We can do the bigger one. Let's do that. And then just put it like so. And then the beehive on it, see how that looks. Yeah. Cute. All right, so let's plant some things. Let me get rid of this. All right, so we've got our flowering plants. So let's do a couple ginger. Ginger are very big, so I'm going to put them against the wall. And our flax. We actually use flax a good amount in different recipes. So do a good amount of that. And then some chamomile. Okay. Now let's do our vegetables. So let's see. Let's do corn along here. And then our peppers. And tomatoes. All right. Oh, they're starting to grow. So we got these all planted. Got our tomatoes and peppers and corn and strawberries. Thank you for spending some time with me tonight. I hope you found a chance to relax, unwind, or simply escape somewhere quieter for a little while. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next adventure. Sleep well.